Welcome to AppExchange Mavericks. I'm your host and Salesforce MVP, Susan Thayer. As a Salesforce architect, I know how important it is to leverage as much data and insight and talent as possible in order to provide the best customer experience, which is why I'm delighted to have our guest today, Coveo. Coveo has a very unique offering that allows you to bring relevant content to the forefront of your Salesforce experience. Here to talk more about that today is Michael Nee from Coveo. Welcome, Michael. Can you tell us a little bit about the Coveo application?
Coveo is a global leader in applied AI, delivering solutions across intelligent search, personalization, and recommendations, all across the entire customer lifecycle, whether that's around delivering a personalized, commerce or website, guided self-service, or even assisted service and support, all the way through to workplace solutions, helping employees find what they're looking for fast. We built the Coveo Relevance Cloud to plug right into Salesforce to allow you to pull in data from Salesforce to be able to understand that content, as well as understand the context of the user behavior and what they're looking for, to deliver the right content at the right time, really delivering on really what we consider the most relevant customer experiences across all their touch points and help you grow that customer relationship.
That definitely sounds like a powerful tool that everyone needs. In fact, as you were telling me about it, it's reminded me of Netflix and Amazon. They know exactly what to recommend to me based on what I've watched, what I've clicked on. It's like they get me. It seems like everyone needs to be a mind reader these days. So tell me, what are your thoughts on the risk of not going with a solution like Coveo?
It's a great question. The risk is actually really high. In fact, I was just with a customer and they had a great quote, which was, if you are irrelevant, you will be ignored. And it's such a powerful statement. In fact, we just did a broad scale consumer survey where I think a couple stats really point to the issues. One, 3 strikes and you're out. If a customer, 3 out of 4 customers said that if they had 3 negative service experiences, they would drop the brand. And in fact, digital millennials, 50% of them said if you don't have a self-service approach, they would actually drop the brand. And that's just external. Even internally, we saw that workers actually say they waste over 2 hours a day looking for just the right information to get their job done. And these are all huge impacts. There's a reason why customer experience has actually become such a large trend, and I think we all see that's only getting bigger.
Those are some scary statistics. They really drive home the importance of providing relevant content to your customers. So can you tell me a little bit more about why Coveo is the right solution specifically for Salesforce customers?
Well, many of our customers are Salesforce customers, including Salesforce itself. And as such, we have just a depth of experience in terms of really bringing the right experience, the right relevant content to every point of the customer journey. Let me just give you a couple of examples. For instance, whether it's on a self-service community where I'm looking to solve a problem and the right content is actually a YouTube video, or I'm an call center agent where I really understanding that there's an open Jira ticket is something that's going to help me really help solve this case, or even a chatbot where you really want to get very quickly back to an answer. What is a document or like a user documentation that needs to be shown, or even just taking chunks of that content and rather than pointing to a document, giving an answer of that snippet of content to answer the question that the user is asking. This just leads to a variety of benefits for the Salesforce customer, whether it's engagement and conversion rates on a commerce store, whether that's call deflection or customer NPS, or even an employees who feel connected and engaged and can easily find and be proficient at the skills they need to do. We've had over a decade of working with Salesforce in terms of delivering just really personalized, much more engaging experiences across all these touch points to deliver on that customer relationship that everyone's looking for.
It sounds like Coveo really does work well in Salesforce. I am pretty sure, though, that our viewers would love to see a demo of Coveo in action. Can you show a demo to us today?
I would love to. In fact, it's nothing more fun than showing Coveo in action. So let me show you an example of Coveo Relevance Cloud in action across the customer touchpoints. In this case, using a fictional company called Speedbit and a fictional customer by the name of Jasmine. So Speedbit makes smartwatches that connects to their mobile app, providing health and fitness tracking. Speedbit uses Coveo AI to provide relevant content on their e-commerce store, website, mobile app, as well as their self-service portal. Jasmine, shopping for watches, she checks out the Rask Heart Tracker, showing her interest in running, her interest in style based on what she clicks, and frankly, the features she's looking for. Coveo uses all that information to give her personalized product recommendations there on the right. And when Jasmine starts to search for GPS watches, Coveo immediately promotes the Coro GPS, matching the information she shared around her interests and around running. She decides, of course, to buy it. Later, Jasmine has a question and goes to the service portal where she's first presented with content based on her profile, her purchases, her preferences, and what others like her have found useful. And when she searches for help, Coveo auto-corrects her typo, delivers unified results from the community, product, support documentation, all supported by relevance. Still, Jasmine decides to fill out a support form. As she types, Coveo Intelligent Case Assist understands what she's typing and helps by dynamically categorizing the issue. Back at Speedbit, the support agent sees Jasmine's interaction history in Salesforce Service Cloud. Taking her watch purchase, her recent activity, what else she's already viewed, the agent is presented with options to select and send, providing Jasmine the best information to answer her question. Next time Jasmine is in the mobile app, Coveo builds off her interests to help her discover how to get more from her smartwatch. As you can see, the Coveo Relevance Cloud really delivering that intelligence behind all the touch points to make sure that you learn from each interaction to power the next.
That demo was amazing. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Love showing it in action.
Can you tell us a little bit about why Coveo is such a unique solution?
So first, Coveo, as I was saying before, is a global leader in applied AI, supporting the experience for hundreds of the world's most innovative brands with a deep integration with Salesforce. In fact, we've been on the AppExchange for over 8 years, supported by 150, solution integrators, just really providing that whole support infrastructure around our solution. The second thing that makes us distinct is actually the depth of the AI platform that we put together to be able to pull this content in and make it available. And we've purpose-built solutions for commerce, for service and support, as well as for workplace. Really not only giving the ability to bring out exactly the right type of data needed, but also doing deep things like enforcing data governance, for supporting data access for internal as well as external stakeholders. And finally, it's going to be about time to value, whether you're replacing legacy search or delivering on 360-degree relevance across all of your customer journey. We have the right ways to start to get to relevance with results from day one.
Results on day one. I know that's something every company wants. Can you give us any specific examples about how Salesforce customers are using Coveo?
With 1,500 deployments, there's more than a couple of stories I guess I could pull from. But let me pull one that I think everyone here would be familiar with. Salesforce itself. In fact, not only are they a great partner, but they're one of our top customers as well. And just a couple examples that you guys may have bumped into. One, self-service. We power, how do we surface the right content, whether you're in the communities, on the self-service portal, and that has led to over 90% success rate in finding the right content on the self-service portal. And that's a lot of calls deflected from the call center. In the call center itself, we power the in-panel display that shows what content the agent should be using to resolve the call. And frankly, all of this has added up to some of the highest CSAT scores in Salesforce's history around this. In addition, back to your Netflix example, we actually power the AppExchange to provide a Netflix-like experience because you like this, because you have these things. These are the things you should be looking at. And that's led to not only increasing click-throughs, but actually over a 17% increase in install clicks as well. And finally, you see us used across things like Salesforce.com, the blog, or even Trailhead to expose the right content, the right badges, and recommend things that take you to the next step of what you should be looking for. And frankly, there's a numerous number of examples where we use throughout various products. I won't go to them all, but as you can tell, if you've experienced some of Salesforce experience, you've actually been touching some of the things that we do behind the scenes as a layer to provide that intelligence behind the experience.
I can tell you, as a longtime Salesforce customer, I definitely have noticed the difference in terms of finding the information I'm looking for when calling support, AppExchange, and Trailhead. So thank you, Coveo. I appreciate that. Michael, I could talk to you all day long about Coveo. Unfortunately, though, we are out of time. Any last comments you'd like to add?
Thanks, Susan, for leading the conversation. As you can see, we work with hundreds of customers to really deliver on that experience across, commerce, website, service and support, as well as workplace, and really as a layer behind all their experience solutions to actually deliver the right content, the right place, the right time. And hopefully the viewers got a sense of how we can help. I'd invite the customers to check it out for themselves. I believe we have a QR code if you want to take a look at that, as well as you can look at us up in the AppExchange under Coveo. With that, thanks again, Susan, for taking us through the conversation.
It was my pleasure, Michael. Thank you so much for joining us today on AppExchange Mavericks.